Hello friend, how are you doing today? My name is Mary, this is Happily Ever Esch, and welcome to my first attempt at Vlogmas. I have very grand plans of doing Vlogmas this year. I have kind of had the itch all year, and I'm just going to try. I'm going to do my best. We had a really hard November in my household. We're kind of recovering from it, and I want to have somewhere to put some creative juices, and there's so many fun end of the year videos that I always have a hard time squeezing in on just my normal sporadic posting schedule. So I'm hoping having Vlogmas will really give me an opportunity to do some of those videos that I love to see. So without further ado, let's just hop on into this video, which is my winter TBR bingo. I am starting a new fun kind of game for my seasonal TBRs. Now, I am by no means the first person to create a TBR bingo card. There are tons and tons and tons and tons out and about. I don't even know if I could nail down the person who originated the TBR bingo. It's just a very common game that people play with their reading TBRs. So I will link a couple of creators that I have enjoyed their bingos. One is Whitney over at the Unread Shelf on Instagram, and I'm sure there's a couple others that I'm not thinking of right now that I've enjoyed. So I'll link all of that down below. But I created my own to kind of help my seasonal TBRs starting in this winter and going forward into 2021, so kind of a little sneak peek on my 2020 reading goals. So I've created a TBR bingo, and I've kind of set myself goals that I want to at least complete one bingo, that I want to focus books off my shelves, but I'm also kind of giving myself a little incentive to complete it, because for every bingo that I complete, I want to do a giveaway with my subscribers, and more of that will kind of follow in my wrap up for my seasonal TBR. But just know I do kind of plan to use that as a way to give books back to my subscribers. So I'm still working all the kinks out with that, but I definitely in some way or another want to share books seasonally just with the people who watch my videos. I think that would just be a fun way to give back. But today I want to talk about what my TBR bingo card has on it, and then I also, if you can see over there, pulled a few books from my shelves that could possibly fit into the categories. Now again, there is no pressure to read these books, but I just thought it would be fun to kind of pull books that are tickling my fancy right now and kind of set them aside as a seasonal TBR. But really, it's all about just completing bingos on my board. Well, I will put in a little clip of the spread that I made in my bullet journal. It's nothing fancy. I am no artiste, but it's good enough for me. And let's just go through the prompts right now. So prompt number 1 is a red book, a book that is red. I picked that and green and blue because to me those are kind of the colors that encapsulate the season of winter for me. And so for a red book, I was looking at all of my spines on my shelf, and this spine is so red. There's not a ton of red on the cover, but it's my game, my rules, and I would say there's enough red on the overall of the book that it would fit. And so I thought The World's Greatest Detective by Carlson would be a great pick. It's a middle grade, see the spine, it's a middle grade mystery novel, and it sounds like so much fun. It's also Cloak and Dagger Christmas in December, and I really struggled to wholeheartedly participate in any readathons this year, so I kind of hope to be a bystanding participant and slip some mysteries in. I love mystery as the genre. It's probably my favorite kind of genre fiction, and so I definitely want to put a middle grade one on my list, and I am hoping to read 8 books in December, which is quite a hefty goal, so I think I'm going to need to sprinkle some middle grade in there to make it obtainable. So there is that one, and I'm very excited about it. Prompt number 2 was a snowy cover, and I also have the perfect snowy cover. It's also a middle grade book, and that's the book Absolutely Truly by Heather Vogel Frederick. This, I believe, is another middle grade mystery. It's kind of a small town story, and yes, it's absolutely snowy and delicious, and seems like it would be a perfect winter read. Prompt number 3 is to read any of my Book of the Month Club picks that I have, and so I pulled quite a few off of my shelves. We have A Woman Is No Man by Etaf Rum. We have Transcendent Kingdom by Ya Gassi. I want to get to this one so bad. I think the themes in it just sound lovely, and it's a slow burn kind of quiet literary fiction novel, which I love. So this might be the one I pick up because I'm very much itching to do so. We also have another kind of mystery family drama, and that's The Last Story of Minna Lee by Nancy June Kim. I didn't hear a lot about this, but this one just really caught my eye 1 month for Book of the Month Club, and yeah, I just definitely want to give it a try and give it a review, because like I said, I haven't heard a lot of talk about this pick. I also have a very popular book, Anxious People by Frederick Bachman, because he's such a popular author. Now, I enjoy Frederick Bachman's books. I've read Britt Marie Was Here, and I'm reading Beartown right now, but there is something about his writing style that doesn't always sit well, or quite right with me. It's just not my preferred writing style. It's very, in times, grandiose and very obvious, but those aren't always bad things. But yeah, it's just not my preferred writing style, but his stories are really compelling, and I've heard a lot of people say that this isn't their favorite, so I wonder if I'll get on with it a little more than the other ones, because it maybe is a little different for him. So yeah, we'll definitely see, but I keep being compelled to read his books, so he's doing something right. But yeah, there's always something where I'm just like, I never love it quite as much as other people do. So we'll see about this one. Maybe this will be like my perfect Frederick Bachman book. And last but not least, one that I also really want to get to this winter, because I do love a bit of fantasy in the winter time, and that's The Invisible Life of Addie Larue by V.E. Schwab. This is quite of a chunk of a book, and I've never read any V.E. Schwab, but this one is so compelling. There is a young woman who is cursed to never die, but also to never be remembered by anyone. And there's also a bit of a love story, which that's prompt number 4 is romance, so I might also sneak this one in if I get to another Book of the Month Club pick, so we'll have to see. And I know that there's some other Book of the Month Club books hiding on my shelves, but that is what was all close together and I pulled out, so I could get to those or another one, or a book that I get in December, February, in January. I just skipped January. December, January, and February. Prompt number 5 is a nonfiction audiobook. That will kind of be whatever comes along. It could be an audiobook that I buy from Libro FM with my subscription. It could be one from the library. It could be a physical book that I own that I choose to read on audio. That one will just kind of come as it may, but I didn't pick anything off my shelves for that. Prompt 7 is to do a buddy read. Again, that will kind of just come as it does if I do get to do a buddy read, but I would love to just make it a goal to continue to read with the BookTube community, so that will be a fun one to kind of work in throughout these couple months. I think I said 7, that one was 6. Now this is 7, and that is a short story collection. I picked a short story collection for my December book of the month, so maybe that one would be a good one, but also a short story collection on my shelves that has been calling to me, and that's The Paper Menagerie and Other Stories by Ken Liu. This is kind of fantasy, speculative fiction, sci-fi stories, and I've just heard nothing but good things. People rave about the short story collection, and I really do want to prioritize reading more short story collections in 2021 because I really enjoy them when I pick them up. So I do hope to get to this one, though. Again, it is a little bit of a chunk, but I still want to give it a go, and so yeah, maybe that one will fit into that prompt. Prompt 8 is to read a fiction audiobook. Again, that one will come as it may. Those are kind of like freebies for me because I read so many audiobooks, so that can be just any fiction audiobook I pick up. Prompt 9 is a green book. Again, I didn't pull anything specific off, but that will be a fun one to choose from my shelves or maybe from the library. Prompt 10 is a stay-at-home book, and I was kind of thinking a book that's centered around home, or the characters spend a lot of time at home. That might be one that I'm reading and kind of that becomes a theme, or maybe one that I pick out intentionally. There is a nonfiction book about home that I'm very interested in. I don't own it, but it might be one that I get from the library. I'll put a picture of it here because I can't think of the title off the top of my head, but that one is a nonfiction all about home and loving the place that you live and communities, so that might be a fun one to pick for that prompt. Prompt 11 is a book of theology, or really just a book with Christian themes is kind of what I was thinking, and for that will definitely be my Advent book for this year by Paul Tripp, and that's Come Let Us Adore Him 24 Daily Advent Devotional. This is something that I'm doing with my family this year, and I'm really excited about that, so I know that this one will get read, but I could also do another book and fit it into that category as well. Next we have a blue book, and it's probably one of the most beautiful blue books I own. For sure most beautiful blue book, but just most beautiful book, period. And that's Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. I cannot wait to get to this. I've heard nothing but stellar things about this book. I read Maggie O'Farrell's nonfiction memoir, I Am, and it was lovely and stunning, and I really want to get to some of her fiction, and this one, I mean, she won the Women's Prize for it, so that's very, very high praise. And oh my gosh, this book is stunning, and they did a tragedy to the United States cover, but this book is so beautiful. So I bought it from Waterstones and had it shipped over from across the pond. So beautiful. And I can't wait to get to this one. I will fit it into one of these prompts because I definitely want to read it this winter. Smack dab in the middle is a free space, so that can be whatever I choose to read can go and fit there. Prompt 14 is a new to me author. Lots of those Book of the Month Club picks are new to me authors. I have tons of new to me authors on my shelves, so that one, yeah, just pick up a new author and I can stick it in that spot. 15 is to continue on with the series. Like I said, I'm reading Beartown right now, so I pulled Us Against You by Frederick Bachman off my shelf. We'll see if I'll be interested in this. These are very wintry books, so it's kind of perfect for the season, but I also thought I'd continue on with the Armand Gamache series, and that could go in there, and again, those feel very wintry, though I do believe the next one for me in the series is a springtime book, but there's still something so cozy and wintry about those books, so I might go ahead and pick it up even if it's not exactly in its right season. I also have some other series that I want to continue on in. The Maisie Dobbs is one that I'm thinking off the top of my head, and so I definitely could pick one of those series up as well. 16 is another Book of the Month Club pick prompt. I definitely want to be reading my Book of the Month Club picks because I'm so excited when I get them, so I just want to put as many prompts in there that push me to do that. And this prompt though is to read like a recent pick, so in December to read December's pick, in January to read January's pick, or in February to read February's pick, to read it the same month I get it basically. So that's how I have to fulfill that prompt. Prompt 17 is a reread, and I really would like this to be a classic. I would love to reread Jane Eyre. I would love to reread Wives and Daughters. I think those would be two that I would love to do on audiobook. I'm also thinking I would love to reread The Dutch House. I bought a physical copy and something about it just keeps calling to me that I want to reread it physically, so those are some options. Prompt 18 is just winter vibes, so a book that has cozy winterish themes or setting, and again, that one might just kind of come as I'm reading it, or I might intentionally pick a winter book. I don't have one from my shelves right now, but I do love to read seasonally appropriate books, so hopefully we'll find a good cold cozy read. One of the Book of the Month Club picks for December was Holidays, which is a cozy winter holiday romance, and I didn't pick it because it wasn't one I thought I want to keep on my shelves long term, but I did put a hold on it at my library, so if I get that one, it might be a perfect winter vibes book. Prompt 19 is gorgeous covers. I've showed you quite a few gorgeous covers. Hamnet, obviously. I think that this book is absolutely stunning, the color, the typography, so if I pick up another religious book, maybe this one can go in my gorgeous covers. This one, oh my goodness, gorgeous. The Invisible Life of Addie Larue by V.E. Schwab. So I have lots of options in my stack right now, and I own lots and lots of pretty books, so will have no problem picking a beautiful cover. Prompt 20 is a thrifted book. So many thrifted books on my shelves. Again, won't have a hard time finding one, but I can put it in that prompt, so we'll see what that one is. That'll be kind of a fun surprise. Prompt 21 is Let's Try This Again. I want to read an author that I've already read from, so again, that could be Ann Patchett. I do love some Ann Patchett, and I'm very due to read another one of her books. I was thinking an Ann Tyler book might be fun. I have the Yagasi book in my pile, which I've read Homegoing and Love, so that one could fit there. I'm also really due to read another Elizabeth Gaskell. It's been a long time since I've read a new Gaskell, so I really could pick that one up. It also could be a book that I'm continuing a series in, like the Armand Gamache or Maisie Dobbs series, so we'll just see what kind of ends up going in that spot. 22 is a middle grade book. I have some middle grades that I showed you in my pile. I'm also really interested in reading Winter House. Again, this is a wintry, cozy vibes book, so it could go in some of those other prompts, but it could also go in middle grade, and it just sounds like pure magical fun. So I have that one on hold from my library right now, so we'll see what ends up fitting in that spot. Prompt 27 is to travel somewhere else. I kind of want to leave that to wherever I'm feeling the need to travel. I do have a couple of nonfiction books that are about like trails and hiking and national parks, so those might be fun to stick into that prompt. Definitely like an escapist read when you're like needing to be out of the cold, dreary winter. That's kind of what I was thinking for that prompt. Prompt number 24 is It's a Mystery. Pick a mystery book. I've already mentioned so many, but who knows? Right now I'm reading The Searcher by Tana French and I'm loving it, so maybe I'll want to pick up some more of her books. I know her West Elm standalone didn't get great reviews, but I'm wondering, since I haven't read any of the Dublin Murder Squad books, if maybe I won't like come in with wrong expectations. But I'm loving The Searcher and I really think I will like Witch's Elm book, and so yeah, that one might go in there. I'm listening to The Searcher on audio and it is phenomenal. I'm just kicking myself that I've waited so long to read a Tana French, because I think she's the kind of mystery author I can really get on with. And then prompt number 25, last but certainly not least, is to read a book club pick. I'm in a real life book club, though we've pretty much only been meeting virtually, which is kind of funny, but I just want to read whatever book that we pick and continue participating in book clubs, so that's just an encouragement to do that. I've realized that I've left 2 books back here that I didn't talk about. How sad. So we have The Widows of Malabar Hill by Sujata Masi, which is a mystery series that I could also pick up, but also these are set in India, so that could be a travel somewhere new. And then we also have The Lost Man by Jane Harper. I have read her 2 Erin Falk mystery series and I love them. I'm kind of sad that she is putting new things out and not the Erin Falk books, but that's okay. But this one could also be mystery or travel book. So yes, there is my pile of books. Let me know what you think about Bingo TBR. I would love to chat about it down below, and like I said, stay tuned because there will be giveaway things when we do our winter TBR wrap up, so fingers crossed that I get lots of bingos so I can give away lots of books. Thanks so much for watching, friends. Happy Vlogmas, happy Christmas if you celebrate, happy holidays. I just hope that you are staying warm and cozy, and wish me lots and lots and lots of luck to continue on with Vlogmas. All right, friends, have a great night and I will talk to you later. Bye.